Yeah, I'm a believer.
Hello and welcome to Podcast the Movie, the podcast, where four boys get in a group together and talk about films. It's me, your host, Austin, joined by three wonderful, beautiful men today on audio and on video. We have Mr. Logan Henderson.
I heard there was a secret chord that David played.
Hey, you can't keep singing.
Right. Can you shut the fuck up? I'm doing a great intro right now.
Yeah, it's going well.
Following Mr. Logan Henderson is Mr. Tyler Weiss.
What's up, fellas?
And lastly, we have Mr. Ruben McCormick.
I thought love was only true in fairy tales.
Welcome to the 20th anniversary of Shrek podcast today. As suggested by me, but I wasn't there on the previous podcast because, sickness. So we're here today. Me and Ruben, we both weren't here last time.
I was down
something
with the sickness for sure.
What I assume was bronchitis or a sinus infection. It was one of the two, based on my Google searches.
I think I had both at the same time.
See, look, I told you guys this whenever you guys were making out. I was like, hey,
well, I was
Austin,
just like, hey,
you're gonna
spit
give
in my
Ruben
mouth,
whatever it is
spit in my mouth.
Okay, that's too much.
Too much. Okay.
And due to all of my lovely downtime that I had, I actually watched a few movies.
What's good?
Same, man.
Can you guys believe that? I never watch shit.
Can we all guess?
I've actually watched shit. Can you get? There is no feasible way you will be able to guess like what movies I watch. There's no way.
Terminator.
No,
Okay.
not at all. Now, one of the movies I watched,
You watched a B movie, didn't you?
No.
Oh.
Good guess in terms of the realm of really, really bad movies.
Oh, okay.
So
I
I
like
went to
B-movie,
Colorado.
by
I went to Colorado over the weekend. So I got sick last week, and I was out of work because I was sick. And then I immediately got on a flight on Friday.
You took your sickness from Texas to an airplane and then to Colorado. And
Hey, man, I wore a mask the whole time.
Okay.
And according to the CDC, that I should be okay. Like that, if you're wearing a mask, I'm wearing a mask,
you're okay, but everybody else on the plane was not.
So anyway, so we flew over there. We were hanging out with Hannah's sister, and there was a night that we got really drunk. And Hannah and her sister were like, "Hey, there's this movie we watched a lot when we were kids, and we fucking love it. We're drunk. We want to watch it. It's a comedy, and we think you guys will really like it."
American Pie.
No, not at all. And so I was sitting there, and I was like, "Okay, well, what movie was it?" And it was. Any final guesses before I tell you?
Spy Kids.
No. I love that guess, but no. It was a movie called Master of Disguise.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Am I not turtly enough?
Single-handedly, the worst movie I think I've ever seen to date.
It is such a bad movie.
That movie has 1% on Rotten Tomatoes,
Yeah.
and rightfully so. That movie is fucking horrendous. However, after we watched that hunk of trash, we then watched, a couple days later, we watched What We Do in the Shadows.
Yeah.
Taika Waititi.
Yeah.
That I actually
Great
really
movie.
enjoyed that movie.
Yeah.
It's a TV show.
Hilarious.
Well,
it's now
they
a
were
TV
trying
show,
to they were trying to sell us on the TV show, and I was like, it sounds funny, and they were like, "Have you seen the movie?" And we were like, "No." And then of course we got drunk again, and they were like, "Let's watch What We Do in the Shadows." So we watched that, and I enjoyed it more than I thought I would. I didn't laugh a lot because the humor was funny. It's just nothing made me laugh out loud in the movie, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was well done.
It's a very New Zealandy, very dry humor. I fucking love it though. I just love it.
Oh yeah, same. I really, really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But outside of those two, I feel like I watched something else, but I'm so forgetful. Because I think I watched extra stuff even before we talked about Speed and watched Speed, because I was going to talk about it Oh, I watched Nobody. I think we talked about that.
Oh,
right?
yeah,
At
Oh,
work.
okay.
Yeah, I went and saw Nobody in
Is it fun?
theaters. Y'all ever seen Nobody?
Yeah.
I've yet
Tyler
to
talked
watch it.
about it, I think.
So
right?
good. So good.
It is like
It's such a fun movie to watch.
I think I was telling Tyler that I almost, or maybe it wasn't Tyler, I don't know. I can't decide if I like it more or less than the first John Wick movie.
Yeah.
Because to me, it feels a little bit more grounded than John Wick was. Like, it felt like a movie to me that could happen more than John Wick happened.
Oh, there's no way that movie could happen.
Look, but
There's
if you put both of
zero
them in the
possibility
same...
that movie could happen.
But if you watch both and you're like, hey, which one do you think could happen?
I think Keanu Reeves is way more likely to beat everybody's ass than Bob Odenkirk is to get angry at
This is not
somebody
about
and do
This is
anything.
not about this is
Okay.
not about the actors. This is about the characters they are playing.
Sure.
Like in this particular universe,
Yep.
would that happen?
Yeah.
Sure. Were some of the Christopher Lloyd stuff like that probably wouldn't happen in real life, but everything
Hilarious.
else,
Yep.
oh yeah, great. Everything else, maybe, possibly.
It has some really, really funny points to it, which unlike John Wick, there's no points where you're like, oh shit, that's hilarious. But in Nobody, there's several points in that movie where, I mean, it's got some really good built-in jokes, but it's a lot of just ass beating and shooting up, and yeah, it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's well done, really. But for the sake of me not wanting to try and remember everything I watched, I think, from what I can remember for right now, that's all that I watched. So what about you guys? You guys catching up on shit? Watching new shit?
So
What you got?
I too spent my down with the sickness time mostly playing Dota, but at the same time going, you know what? Dota is not that intensive for me to focus on. I'm that kind of player. So let me just watch movies on the other screen. And I pulled up my movies. I was like, I'm going to sit here and watch everything alphabetically. I'm going to filter A to Z, and I'm just going to start watching my movies.
Oh, wow.
So I ended up watching for the first time 21 Jump Street.
Oh,
which,
man.
Let me tell you, I've never
Never
seen
seen
it.
it.
Yeah, I've never seen it. It's now 7 years old,
Yeah.
and it feels like a movie that was made this year. Like, it's so...
22 Jump Street is fucking great as well.
Yeah, and then let me tell you, because alphabetically, I watched 21 Jump Street and immediately hit play on 22 Jump Street and I basically watched a 4-hour movie. And watching them back to back was even funnier.
Yeah.
And so for my first experience watching these movies, I watched one long Jump Street movie. Excuse me. And I just got to say, like, some of the scenes in 21 Jump Street just feel way too topical by today's standards for, you know, just the way that I guess PC culture is in a sense.
Yep.
You know, they're coming out of early 2000s graduation, and the movie is, you know, 2013, 2012 or whatever. And so it's 10 years later, and they're going from being Slim Shady to, you know, trying to be the cool guys again now. And it's the funniest shit when he pulls up and like their sports car, and he's like, "Hey, what is this? This thing get like 10 miles to the gallon? Yeah, try more like 7." He's like, "That's kind of fucked up, dude. What, you don't care about Mother Earth? I don't care about anything, dog." Wow, really? That's kind of weird. And then he's like, "Hey, why don't you turn that gay music off?" And then the guy comes over and is like, "Hey, what did you say?" And then he immediately punches him.
Yeah.
And he's like, Did you just punch me because I'm gay?" And like, "No, I didn't know you were gay. Like, I just punched you, you know, because you turned out to be gay." He's like, "Oh, I was gay before you punched me. What do you?" It's just the funniest delivery. Like, it sold me immediately on that.
It's so great too that you've got Jonah Hill in it, because he kind of actually, as an actor, represents that era, like that early era of comedy in a way. And now, and he's usually not the prime offender as opposed to Channing Tatum, but you know he
Channing
is
Tatum
too.
is fucking hilarious in that in both of those movies as well.
Yeah.
It's so much dumb shit comes out of their mouths in that movie.
Not to spoil the movie for Austin, who hasn't seen it yet, but there is a moment that happens in 22 Jump Street where they all find out something together and they piece this whole thing together, and then Channing Tatum whenever he figures out what's going on, and he like grabs the picture and then starts running around. Was it Ice Cube?
Yeah. Well,
man.
and I like they get a bigger budget for the second movie, and they acknowledge
they
that
talk
with,
about it.
Yeah, it's
100%.
we got way more funding for this new program. We're just gonna go all in.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, we got Kate Blanche. He's
And
like,
it's like Kate
yeah.
Blanche.
He's like, no, it's called no. That's not who we got. It's like, and it's directly across the street from 21 Jump Street. It's 22 Jump Street, and like that's how they acknowledge it. Is it's just directly across the street in a different building.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's like, what is that giant thing he's in? It's like some kind of giant ice cube. Like it's just, it's so stupid. It's so meta.
So stupid. The whole fucking box, everything about the setup and the office. Yeah, it's so great. I love it.
But then besides that, guys, I watched About a Boy. So I got that from my Universal Rewards. I've never seen it.
About a Boy. Is that fucking Hugh Grant?
Hugh Grant, late 30s Hugh Grant, just, being a lazy dude. He has a lot of money. Talk about just white privilege in this movie. And like the movie's from 2002, but it's still very very modern, I guess, in this sense. Yeah, it's old. It's almost 20 years old. Yeah,
I feel like I remember like renting that movie.
The boy that the movie is about.
That's
about
Nicholas
a boy,
Hoult. Yeah.
He's the Riddler from Gotham.
Yeah.
So think about that for a second.
He's also one of the main dudes in fucking Mad Max Fury Road.
That's
he's
right.
the
X-Men. He's the Beast.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he is
of
Beast.
course.
I didn't even think about that
Beast.
either.
Yeah, of course.
So I watched that movie. I really enjoyed it. If you guys haven't seen it, please watch it. It was free on Universal Rewards. And then I also watched The Adjustment Bureau.
Okay.
And let me tell you how much
Good movie?
let me tell you
I enjoyed it.
let me tell you how much I liked the movie, but it was bad. Like the whole time I'm watching the movie, it's not making any sense. It's just they're just pulling stuff out of thin air. There's no type of lore building or anything. They just put you into the situation, and then it just drags and drags and drags, and then the conclusion is just like a fairy tale. And then you're like, wait, that's the movie literally ended, and I went, wait, and like I was clicking back, I thought I missed something. It was over. The movie had no purpose, and I was like, oh, is there? And I started looking up the Adjustment Bureau, started trying to figure things out, and it,
Is it based on? Is that based on a Philip K. Dick novel?
Yeah, Philip K. Dick from like the 50s or whatever.
Yeah.
They made it a modern retelling. I don't know, dude. It's not a bad movie, but I
like
felt
it because of Matt Damon, Emily Blunt. Yeah.
No, and the cast is great.
Yeah, John Slattery. I forgot Anthony Mackie was in it.
Yeah, he's essentially the main guy.
Yeah.
You realize. Yeah. I thought it was an interesting idea, and I wish they would have done it differently. I would maybe like to see another Adjustment Bureau or something in the same timeline. I don't know, but it was fun. I made it through those 4 movies, and then
you made it through the very beginning of the A's.
I made it to A. Yeah. So the next one I'm watching is probably going to be Ali.
Okay, great movie.
And then I've got a bunch of Alien versus Predator stuff to get through.
There you go.
I love that Tyler has literally seen everything that you've mentioned.
Right.
Well,
if you kept going, I could tell you pretty much the synopsis of any movie that you're going to have on your list.
I did watch the greatest superhero movie, which is Spider-Man 2.1. So I don't know if you guys have seen Spider-Man 2. You ever heard of that one?
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, well, there's a 2.1, which is the extended cut. It adds like 8 more minutes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. It's like 8 more minutes. Some of it's slightly cut differently. I think it's a better take.
I was going to say, I watched a Spider-Man movie this week as well.
Which one did you watch?
So, you know what I do.
In watch them all in order?
No. Okay. So, in preparation for doing the Shrek cast, I decided to go back and
where's this going?
Revisit some of my favorite animated features. So I watched Shrek, Shrek 2. I'll talk about those here in just a little bit, but Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I watched that this week. I watched Akira this week.
Hell yeah.
And I was trying to kind of get caught. I mean, like old animated films that I haven't seen in a while. Although Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, I'd seen that very recently, and man, holy fucking shit, what a great movie! I mean, just a great movie to begin with, but just an incredible animated film. And
the animation blows my mind.
Blows
for
my
being
mind.
As old as it is. And
Wait, Spider-Verse? So
Spider-Verse
or Akira?
Akira.
So yeah, so Akira is incredible. Akira, I mean, that's one that, like, you know, I heard about that whenever I was a kid, and let's see, what year did Akira actually come out?
86.
88. So it came out in 88, and it was my uncle.
I blame
from
that movie
Southern
on
California.
I blame that movie on just American weebs at this point.
What, Akira?
Yeah, it created. It feels to me like that movie is the beginning of like American culture and anime.
Oh, I probably, almost definitely, because like legitimately, the way that I was introduced to Akira was through my uncle, who is like, I think he's like 10 years older than I am, maybe 15 years older than I am. Whenever I met him, whenever I was a kid, he came over. He had a fucking skateboard, and he had a Suicidal Tendencies hat that just had the completely flat brim hat, and he was the coolest fucking dude that I had ever met in my entire life at that particular point in time. And I was sick, and so he sat there and put on he put on Akira, and he was like, "Hey, you're gonna like this." And I had no idea what it was or what it was about or anything like that, and it was fucking phenomenal. I mean, like, I think I might have been 13, 14 years old at the time, and it blew my young little mind just on VHS tape that he had brought over to the house, and it was such an incredible movie that it became, you know, part of the collection that I had to have. So not to go down the Akira hole, but if you guys have not seen Akira, it is just it's an incredible film. It really is. Like I said, Spider-Verse, I watched that.
At one point, Keanu was he not? Were they not making an Akira live action, and wasn't he picked, or am I thinking of something else?
They've been in talks to make an Akira live action. It's still actually in the works right now. They've been in talks to making an Akira live action now for like 15 years, something like that. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see if that ever gets made. I hope it doesn't go the way of the Ghost in the Shell. So,
you mean Dragon Ball Evolution?
That doesn't exist.
Even worse.
yeah. So, the other movie that I saw, I watched, other than the Shrek movies, I started watching How to Train Your Dragon. I was going to go watch the entire series of How to Train Your Dragon because of it's all DreamWorks and everything like that, and so I wanted to keep in the DreamWorks family. But I ended up watching. So I watched it, Spirited Away instead. I watched the first half of How to Train Your Dragon, and then changed my mind, ended up doing some other things, and then came back and then started watching Spirited Away, which you can watch all of the Ghibli films on HBO Max. If you're not a subscriber to HBO Max, go to HBO Max now, or whatever. So whatever the ad is that we say every single time. So I watched that, and then I actually I wanted to. It's kind of live action, but also in the animated realm to kind of give you an idea of like what animation is capable of. And I watched Who Framed Roger Rabbit again. So just
blows my mind.
Yeah, fucking incredible. The live action to animation and the culmination of the both together and how everything works together. Incredibly phenomenal. But yeah, so that's kind of how I ended up spending the vast majority of my my week in preparation for the Shrek cast.
Very, very, very nice. What about you, Logan?
On the topic of animation / live action, I watched Space Jam.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Top 5 favorite movie for me.
Yeah, it's still good. It's still great. You know what? I hadn't seen it since I was. Well, yeah, you know what? I think I did watch it back in like 2014 or something like that. But really, I used to watch it almost every single day when I was a kid. Had it on VHS, and it's like super simple. Like I feel like when I was a kid, I thought that it was extremely epic, and it is in its own sense. But watching it now, it's very, very basic as far as the story and as far as what happens. But it doesn't matter because it's really fun. And I would say that Michael Jordan kind of surprised me now that I have a more critical eye on performances and things like that. He's by no means an Oscar nominee, but he did okay in some parts. Some parts were really, really bad. But it seemed like he got better as the movie went along. It's like they must have filmed it in chronological order, sequential order, because it started off real bad and then he got better. But
it's surprising with his ability to act in front of basically nothing, right, with puppets and people
that was
feeding
a
lines.
Pretty unexplored territory for even a seasoned actor to do back then. You didn't really have
that's hard
the crazy
even
CGI
now.
stuff that we have now. So you got to give him some credit there. For what he was able to do with that. And then Bill Murray. I just got to say Bill Murray.
Bill shows up out of nowhere. If Bill Murray's in it, it's automatically a win.
Yeah, it's just he's weird. Like, why is Bill Murray here? It's just kind of weird.
And then why wouldn't he be?
You're right. And then that's the immediate reaction is, well, of course Bill Murray's here. Because he's having a good time.
That's me, but with like Zombieland.
Yeah,
right?
Bill Murray.
He just shows up.
Shows up.
Yeah.
And you think about it in the context of Space Jam, why is Bill Murray in the cartoon world in the first place? Now everybody else happened to get pulled in or got stuck, but Bill Murray's just already there. He's just in cartoon world.
Even Stan, he's just like trying to find Michael Jordan because he's responsible for him. So you get why he got there. But yeah, Bill Murray just shows up, no context, no explanation on how or why he knew what was going on or how he knew that he needed to go to that basketball game or anything like that. But yeah, really, really good. I want to do a follow-up on last week's discussion where I talked about the Lord of the Rings trilogy. I finished Return of the King. Man, it's going to be difficult for any kind of fantasy movie to top what that movie did.
Oh, 100%.
Like it really is. It approaches masterpiece level.
Yep.
You ready for that Amazon take on Lord of the Rings?
You guys saw the fucking text message that I sent to you guys whenever they said that they're gonna step it up, they're gonna take it to the next level. Yeah, we'll see.
Like normalize everything.
I think what they're gonna do is it's gonna be extremely neutered and not anything significant. It seems like they're gonna play way too safe.
Milk it. Yeah, they're gonna milk as much of it as they can for general audiences.
They basically admitted, like, hey, we need this to make a fuck ton of money.
Amazon's Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
With the title card, Lord of the Rings.
And then plus, PG. Like, the game that they were working on, like the MMO,
they canceled
it. So it's like, man, Lord of the Rings is in a bad place right now. But Return of the King, man, if you haven't seen it in a while, you need to go watch it, Austin. Because
I haven't even seen it. What do you mean not seen it in a while?
That's what I'm saying. You haven't even seen it. You need to watch Lord of the Rings immediately because it still holds up in a lot of ways. What
did you do when you were 12? Like, what were you doing when you were 13?
You played Nintendo.
Man. Well, no. When I was 13, I was in 7th grade. Oh, okay. I remember. I was in 7th grade. I lived in Marshall, Texas when I was 13.
Okay.
And I remember playing outside a lot.
Right.
I tried to be a skateboarder, so I played a lot of the Tony Hawk games on 360.
Same.
I
fell down
when I was 13.
Fell down many a stairs.
Yeah, was I watching movies? No, I was outside trying to be a professional skateboarder, and all I could ever do was ollie and kickflip.
Yeah, but what did you do when it got dark? Because I did that outside during the day, but when it got dark, then I had to come inside, and we usually
I spent an entire day digging a hole in the front yard and filling it up with the water hose for my dad to come home from work yelling, "What the fuck have I done? Why is there a hole in the yard? How long has this water been running?" And I wasn't allowed to use the water hose for weeks. So
you deserve
and Logan, to answer your question, what I would do at dark, I would quite simply fuck bitches when I was 13.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
All right. Well, in that instance, you made the right choice. Well done. Well done. On the other side of that, though, I watched The Hobbit 1, the first Hobbit. Hobbits is...
You decided you wanted to go from greatness to disappointment.
So let me pull
I
an
had
Austin real quick. I actually have never watched the last 2 Hobbit movies.
I've actually seen all 3 of the Hobbit movies.
See,
Doesn't
that
there
blow
3
your
movies?
fucking mind? Yes.
Okay,
Hey,
so...
they were in I watched them all in theaters.
I did too.
enjoyed
I
them.
watched all of them in theaters, and you know what? The first one actually still pretty fun. Was pretty good. I'd even say it was good. The second one, it starts to fall apart. But here's the reason that you're not going to hear me ever talk too much shit about The Hobbit. Despite the third one being absolutely dog shit. Martin Freeman. I have too much respect for him as an actor, and especially for what he did in that movie. He elevates it. Like, I can't imagine how bad it would be without him. Like, I really can't. It would have been monumentally, a disappointment from a money perspective and a critical perspective. Like, without him, I don't think we would have the Amazon series coming up. I don't think we'd have anything to do with Lord of the Rings. I think it would have died. He's the only reason.
You don't think that Bendy Dick Cumberswitch would have been able to hold that thing up by himself?
Gotta love Bendy Dick Cumberswitch, man.
Yeah. I mean, look, I actually kind of like Smaug.
Yeah, I do too.
And Bumblefuck Cumberland.
Yes.
You guys are the worst.
He did a decent enough job for what he was trying to do. I mean, have you ever seen the mocap video of him? Like he was.
Oh yeah, dude.
He was
He's
going
all in. Yeah.
And then the third one's awful. So it's just bad. I'm not even gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch Smog, but then I'm not watching that other one.
So just
I've seen
real
it 3
quick,
times. Couldn't even tell you what it's about.
Just real quick, I just wanted to recap. This is the text message I sent to you guys. I found it on Reddit in a Lord of the Rings memes sub-thread, and it says IGN posted, Amazon says its Lord of the Rings prequel series needs to appeal to a giant global audience, to which somebody replied, code for, we're going to make Tolkien roll in his grave so hard he'll single-handedly solve the world energy needs after we hook him up to a generator. So... yeah, man, that's look, am I going to watch it? Yes.
Obviously.
Of course I'm going to watch it.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Do I expect it to be great? No. Mm-hmm. But you know what? If it turns out that it's even half decent, I'm probably going to fanboy all over it, so.
It'll be a pleasant surprise.
It's probably going to look amazing.
Oh, of course.
Oh, yeah, certainly. I can't wait to see the visual aspect of it.
Yeah.
For all the shittiness that Peter Jackson did with The Hobbit and some of his subsequent movies, he knows how to make a good-looking movie.
Of course he does.
Very in the vein of like a Ridley Scott. Like, no matter how bad the movie is,
have you not watched the 6-hour cut of King Kong?
The 6-hour cut?
Does that exist?
No, I'm just kidding. It feels like it.
Wouldn't want to.
I think it's like 3 hours. How long is it?
It's too long, I can tell you that.
Peter Jackson's
it was good-ish. Jack Black was fun.
No, Jack Black was weird in the movie.
Austin, you might enjoy this, and you might have to go and find this, but for the King Kong movie, Peter Jackson and Ubisoft worked together, and they made a video game, and the official title is Peter Jackson's King Kong: The Official Game of the Movie. That's the entire title that actually takes up the entire box art. Peter Jackson's King Kong: The Official Game of the Movie. It's basically the same as like our podcast, the movie, the podcast.
Yes.
Yeah, but ours was done ironically, whereas they were trying to sell a product.
Theirs was done seriously.
Yeah, let me just say,
I would have thought about something like that before we started naming shit. Our merch store is podcast the movie, the podcast the merch. Yeah, man, there's something fucking wrong with me.
Well, the game won multiple awards, and it was a commercial success. And I just want to let you guys know that if you go back and play it, it's It's 16 years old now, and it still looks better than some games today.
Yeah.
Blows my
Hey,
mind.
question real fast. Do you guys hear me when I clear my throat?
Well, I didn't hear.
I don't think
recently.
I hear
Just
you
did.
because of Discord's noise cancellation, but I'm sure I'll hear it when I go to edit the podcast.
Well,
Yeah.
no, I'm eating on the audio software, and I'm turning my mic all the way down, and then I'm clearing it, and then I turn it back up to where it was,
That's
so
big
you
brain.
can avoid
There you
having
go.
to do that.
It's
I'm
like
just
a
making sure
cough
you don't
button.
hear me. Right. I'm just trying to make sure there's as little post editing as
And
possible.
on my side, you're gonna do as much editing as you can because I have not done any of that.
No, that's
Also, on the note of video games, I just wanted to say while I was in Colorado, most of you, maybe not Ruben. Ruben might care. Most of you probably won't give a shit, but I thought it was cool. I bought a couple of strategy guides.
Oh hell yeah, I'm in.
In a game store.
I'm in already.
In Colorado, because it was like a little hole in the wall, like mom and pop game store.
I love it.
And I walked in there looking for a Mario Party game on the GameCube, which I know is impossible to find.
Impossible.
But I went in there anyway, and they didn't have it, and I was like, okay, cool. So I just started looking around, and then I found Call of Duty Black Ops 1, the Prestige Edition, still sealed.
How much is
has,
that
like,
worth, dude?
Here's what's real bullshit. I'll tell you here in a second. But I bought that, and then I bought the Alan Wake Strat Guide, which is also sealed
That's
in its
badass,
original seal.
There you go.
Because these games came out in 2010, and I was like, bro, y'all have that shit sealed?
How
Like,
much
what
did you
the
pay
fuck?
for those?
This is where it gets to be trash.
Okay.
So,
man.
Tell me you didn't spend more than $20 a piece.
this is where it gets to be trash. So, like, all of the game guides, they literally had like over 100 game guides just all on this shelf, and they all had little stickers on them, and they were like $10, $15. So I picked these up. They had no price tag on them. So I was like, surely they'll be the same price as everything else. And I just put them on the counter. I was like, hey man, I was expecting to spend like max like $40. This was like 70.
oh
And
no.
he literally just picked it up, flipped it over, typed in the price that's on the back on the UPC, like, because this
Really?
one is $19.99 US is what this one says.
Sorry.
And this one is like 40, like $40 US. And I was like, damn, bro, you for real doing me like that? Like, this shit came out 10 years ago. You're gonna charge me full price for these things?
Yikes.
I
I
found
still
sealed.
bought them.
I found a brand new sealed one that sold last month for $15 on eBay.
See, and that's great. See,
Yeah, but it's
But, you
about
know,
the experience.
But you know what?
You
It's
know?
the
The
experience.
experience.
And you walked out with
Experience
it.
you
You
got,
didn't have to wait for it.
It's
I
and you
guess.
were on a little vacation, so yeah.
I
Yeah.
guess. It
Have you
counts, I suppose.
When are you
Don't
planning on
open them.
opening them?
Don't open
Don't
them.
open.
I
it.
probably won't.
Yeah.
I like to buy game stuff a lot and not open it. I have a track record of doing that shit. Like that nuke they sold for Fallout, where it came with all the PC copies of every Fallout game except for Fallout 4. It's like it's a nuke with all the games like
Oh,
on
yeah,
disc
yeah, I
and,
remember
and
that.
code on the
Yeah.
inside. I have that. It's in my closet, sealed. I bought it for $50 at GameStop like
That's awesome.
Oh yeah.
6 years ago.
That's
But
awesome.
That was actually the first game guide I ever bought was for Fallout 3 when that came out.
That was also there. It was like this thick.
Yeah, dude.
It was huge. I mean, it's a big game. I expect it, but like it was massive.
You're
First
listening
game
to
guide that I ever
podcasts.
bought was
The game?
for Super Mario Brothers 3. So anyway,
You old as dirt
You don't
piece of
even-
shit.
You don't even need a game guide for Super Mario Brothers, dude.
Oh, trust me, you do. For
oh
3.
man, yeah, I wanted to 100% it. So
Damn. Well, all right, boys. We're at about, according to my clock, we just hit 35 minutes.
absolutely.
So
Same.
we've had our pregame chat. Do you guys want to delve right into the film?
Oh,
I
yeah.
do, and I'm
The
gonna
years start coming and they
estimate
don't stop coming.
that we're not going to be able to talk about Shrek for a whole goddamn hour, but let's see how we do.
I bet I can.
I think
No.
we can.
I
Hey, look, Logan.
I know that you can,
Some-
Tyler Reese. What I'm saying
Listen.
is, should we?
Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me.
There he goes. He's gone.
Ah, shit. There goes
Logan,
Logan.
He
no
literally
longer
left the
is a
room.
part
He shut the door.
of-
Jesus Christ.
and Logan is no longer a part of podcast, the movie, the podcast.
All right.
He will no longer
Oh,
return.
shit. He's back.
He
That's
came back.
great.
He came
That's
back.
great. Glad to have you back with
Hey,
us.
welcome back.
All right. Are we ready to start now?
Yeah, man, let's go.
Let's open real quick. Anybody know the budget that they put into this to compete against?
But
I have no idea.
Only because that's one of my topics of conversation. So
Okay, I'll let you say
wait,
that.
is guessing game? Are we allowed to guess?
Oh shit, let's do a guessing game. Yeah, let's do this.
This is the box office budget for Shrek. What do we got?
All right, box office budget for Shrek.
Yeah,
25 million.
So what we want to know is how much do you think that they put into this movie? How much do you think that this movie cost to make? And this is something I want you to understand. There's a couple of fine points to this, which is
DreamWorks second.
This movie was so the audio for this movie was recorded not once, not twice, but 3 times. And I'm gonna tell you why. So originally, this was it was Chris Farley.
Chris Farley.
So Chris Farley was cast as Shrek.
There's actually audio and
released in 2015. Yep,
yeah,
absolutely.
And it's submitted along with draft
completely
artwork.
different movie. Completely different movie.
I want that universe.
Kind of, but and so it brings up the second recording. So Chris Farley, they record. It's like they had almost completed recording the dialogue when Chris Farley died, and so then basically they knew they had to recast the part, and so they ended up casting Mike Myers, and so Mike Myers comes in and records the entirety of the audio, but he does it in his natural voice. And
awful.
It was, and look, some people have said it was good. Some people said it was awful. So we don't know because that's never been released to the public. And then after they recorded that, I mean, they were going into production. This was going to be the audio for the movie. And then he went to Jeffrey Katzenberg, who is one of the executive producers, and also he is the K in DreamWorks SGK or SKG. It's Spielberg, Katzenberg, and Geffen. Those are the 3 people that started DreamWorks. And he goes to Jeffrey Katzenberg and it's like, hey man, I really want to be able to re-record this audio. So according to Jeffrey Katzenberg, they spent another $1 million in re-recording the entire audio for this. So keep that all into consideration whenever you come up with your budget. Go.
I already got it. So
60
I'm
million.
going to. Oh fuck! What the fuck? 60? Are you serious? You're fucking stupid, bro. All right, so I'm gonna say like
hold on,
5 million.
Austin, what's an average movie cost in general?
Oh, I don't know, but this is, when did this come out? 2001.
2001.
2001 Shrek.
Yep.
2001 Shrek.
Yep.
I don't think it was 60 million.
All right, well, keep in mind the cast. It's 2001. We get Austin Powers, just came out. Mike Myers is a lead actor.
All right, is this your way of trying to tell me that 5 million is incredibly off?
Well, that's incredibly
off.
low for any movie.
Any movie.
Name any movie budget. What do you think an average movie costs?
You can't even
Logan.
You can't even do the advertisement for $5 million. You just can't.
I mean, maybe not now, but this is 2001 we're talking about.
It's an
That's not
animated
that long
movie, though.
ago.
Animated movies cost a shit ton.
Shit ton.
Logan, I would
Especially
like.
Toy Story had just come out, not even a decade prior.
Actually, I really don't know what it is, though. What is it?
Hey, Logan, I would like to formally apologize because apparently it's going to cost way more than what I expected.
Yeah.
However, I will
Google
change
movie?
my answer. I'll say 40 million.
Okay, it's $60 million on the fucking dot.
Really?
$60 million.
What
Yeah.
Logan just goes, oh, 60 million?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, it costs $60 million to be
Big
able to make this
brain.
movie. And this
You
is the
fucking
fun
idiot.
part. So if you guys haven't looked yet, and Ruben, I know that you've already looked. Do you guys know what the box office that it brought, this $60 million movie? Do you, without looking,
Oh,
tell me
I
what the
bet
box
it
office
was.
this movie brought?
I bet it was so much that I saw that movie in theaters when I was a kid. Like, I bet that movie made a lot.
Guess.
Fuck. Wait, are we doing worldwide?
Sure.
Yeah, worldwide. Cumulative.
Worldwide, $500 million.
It's a pretty good guess.
Oh,
Pretty good
yeah,
guess.
dude. That's like what I was gonna guess. So I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna guess 478 million.
It's a good guess, too. though.
$487 million. Yeah, $488 million. Are you looking at it right now, Logan?
No, I'm not.
His hands are crossed.
I'm not.
Yeah, $488 million is what this $60 million movie made.
And then I want to just reiterate too, for Shrek coming out of this as an animated movie, they're like, hey, let's do what we can. It spawned 4 movies, 2 spin-off series, a Broadway musical that still runs.
Yeah.
And the original Shrek films pulled $3.5 billion since the franchise has launched. And it's the second largest animated franchise in history.
Yeah.
Next to what?
Despicable Me.
Are you serious? Wait, is this like... Wait, no, because Despicable Me is not DreamWorks. It's Illumination, right?
Yeah, but you know how much Minions merch has been sold?
Yeah, that's
right.
True.
Well, yeah, and Universal, yeah. But I mean...
Wow.
And it's not by much. It's like 200,000. Like, Shrek... wait till Shrek 5 comes out, and then they're going to be like, ooh.
I haven't even seen Shrek 3 and 4. I've just seen the first 2.
I have seen Shrek 3. I don't recall it, and I've never ever seen Shrek 4.
Which one is Justin Timberlake in? Justin Timberlake's in one of them, right?
That's 3. Shrek 2 is Puss in Boots.
Shrek 2 is the best one.
No, Puss in Boots is a standalone. Puss in Boots is a standalone movie.
Well, but
he shows up in Shrek 2. That's where they end up meeting Puss in Boots. So to kind of give you an idea, just the amount of money that this train fucking made is, so Shrek 2 came out in 2004, so 3 years after the just crushing it with Shrek, they come out with Shrek 2. Shrek 2, they spent a whopping $150 million on the budget and made $920 million,
almost
on Shrek
$1 billion, honestly.
I believe
Jesus
it. You know how many times I've seen Shrek 2?
Yeah.
Man.
A bunch.
Yeah.
A bunch. And yeah, in my opinion, Shrek 2 is it's the better of the 2 films.
Yeah, I like it a lot more.
Same.
But keep in mind,
I've
too,
only seen Shrek 2 once, so I don't really remember.
With Puss in Boots, it was a 3D release when 3D was the rage in the early 10s.
Yep.
And I mean, again, Puss in Boots did over $500 million on its initial release. It blows my mind, man. DreamWorks really knocked it out of the park.
Wait, how much did Puss in Boots do?
$500 million.
$500 million.
Wow. I saw that one in theaters too.
So
in 3D?
I remember.
So was it in 3D?
To give a little bit of history on all of this, so when they were going to go into production of Shrek, so DreamWorks, this company that was created by 3 Hollywood producers, directors, one of them's a director, technically 2 of them are directors, they just as a offshoot production company, and the first movie that they ended up making was Ants. So Ants came out in 1998.
I love Ants.
It did very well for what it was. It cost them about $60 million to be able to make Ants. Worldwide gross was $171 million. I mean, look, for what it was at that particular point in time in 1998, it wasn't a bad film. Prince of Egypt came out in December of 98. It cost them $70 million, made $218 million. So they know they're on to something. Road to El Dorado comes out in March of 2000. They spend $95 million making it because they know that, hey, man, the sky's the limit. And they make $70 million. And they're like, maybe we don't have this whole fucking thing figured out just yet. Chicken Run comes out just shortly thereafter. And it's got that, it's Aardman Animations, so it's claymation style. And $45 million makes $225 million. Gets incredible, ratings, reviews, everything like that. But Shrek, whenever, DreamWorks very first started out, it was going to be one of these movies that, so it was originally going to be done as a live action movie, and then they couldn't figure out how to be able to make this into a live action movie. As they would, whenever they first bought it, the person that they wanted to actually play Shrek in the very beginning, believe it or not, is I want to say it was
John Goodman.
No, it was Nick Cage.
What?
Nick? Oh yeah, 100%.
I mean, the movie production started in like 95 or 96, didn't it?
Yes,
I'm not.
Yes.
I'm so surprised and also not surprised.
Well, and he turned down this because let me see. There's a fun little thing
because it was supposed to be an animated movie. It was supposed to be just another cartoon movie.
Okay, so it was going to be animated, and then whenever CG started taking off really well.
Toy Story happened, and they were like, "Oh fuck, we got to get in on this."
Yep.
And then Ants was basically a beta. Ants, which is crazy because Ants is awesome. You guys got to go watch Ants again.
I've never seen Ants.
Okay, so
it's okay for what it is, but
dude, and then it's such a political commentary movie. It's insane.
So whenever they go into the production of actually making Shrek, it was going to be mocap. So they tried doing motion capture, and it was Chris Farley, and they were doing motion capture, and all, they were just like, we have no idea how the fuck this is going to work. So they couldn't figure out how to be able to make that work. They spent all this money on this motion capture gear and headed that direction, and then they just ended up. So it was. The original, what ends up becoming the animation for the movie, was actually it was done by an outside source company, and then once they finished the animation, then they just tied it all back together to the audio. And so, I mean, DreamWorks Animation they didn't even have really a production studio or anything like that. That was actually in-house animation. So it was actually done by a third-party animation company. I can't remember the. Pacific Data Images is the company that ended up making the actual animation for Shrek. So,
hey, you know what's crazy? Real quick, just to interrupt you.
Yeah.
I just realized I just came across Shrek was actually a book from 1990.
Yep.
And it's Shrek. It's the ogre. It's the green
Correct.
ogre.
Yep.
So I'm about to read this.
I didn't even know it was based on a book.
I didn't know either.
It says it in the opening credits.
Well, I mean, he's taking a shit. He's just reading like a magazine. Can we like?
So
give me some more lore. Give me some more lore, Tyler. I want to talk about the movie.
So the couple of things I really wanted to talk about were, so how long has it been since you guys actually watched this movie last? Because for me, it's been
a few months ago.
Okay, so for me, it's been a long fucking time. So it's
I think I've watched
years.
it within. It's been like 1 or 2 years since I've seen it.
Okay.
Shrek 1 specifically, it's been a while.
Yes,
I've seen.
Yeah, so
like,
for me, Shrek 2,
you know what?
I've
watched
watched
it a few months
That's
ago.
not true. I watched Shrek 1 about maybe 4 or 5 months ago because some friends came over and for like a little New Year's thing, and they fucking got on my Amazon Prime and rented Shrek 1.
Okay.
Everybody was drunk, and I was like, "Why are we watching Shrek?"
I love that
like,
and they're like, "We rented it with your payment information."
on Amazon, and I was like,
"There you go."
All right, guess we're I didn't even I watched like 30 minutes of it, and then I went to sleep. But
so the thing that really struck me this time in watching it is, the animation is bad. So
yes,
well,
yes,
I mean,
and
watching
no.
it now, it is.
Yes, compared to everything that is made now, I mean, it's bad. The opening 30 minutes of it is really bad. I mean, it looks like.
Did you ever watch the characters in the background, like like just the people, how stiff they are?
I watched all of it like that this time because I ended up buying it in 4K. So I watched it.
Did they update the textures for the 4K? Because I watched it on Blu-ray myself.
Yeah,
I bought it digitally.
Did they update the
like
textures?
$7.
Nope.
No, just the resolution.
Yeah. It's really pretty. How bad it is very beautiful. So
well, I will say, like Fiona's model though, like the facial animations they did blow my mind.
Yes.
Like
and you can tell like as they get further into the film, their animation style, they start to figure things out a little bit better. But I'm telling you, like the opening 30 to 45 minutes of it it's just bad.
There's some artifacting that happens like over the fires and when they're walking past like leaves and stuff.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Whenever it's a busy scene or there's a lot of like small particles, it really falls apart. The fire literally runs at 12 frames per second.
Well, not only that, but like you can tell that they did not have the power to be able to put anything extraneous into the background at all. because everything that they put in there was going to take up CPU usage, and there's no way that they were going to be able to, keep all these animated pieces.
Imagine
running
that
in the
scene
background.
though, where all of the fairy creatures are in his swamp. There's like
Yes,
thousands
there's
of creatures
yes.
there. Yeah, no, that killed their computers.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. So like I said, the opening 30 minutes of it, I mean, there's a moment where, it's Shrek and Donkey together, and like the audio barely matches the animation that's actually happening.
Yeah,
and
that was kind of weird.
It looks bad. It looks bad. That's not to say anything, about the movie at all, though, because I fucking love this movie. I love this movie so much. And, did I tell you, like, the third audio recording of this was whenever Mike Myers convinced Jeffrey Katzenberg that he wanted to record the audio using a British accent, which is crazy. That name everything that you know that Mike Myers is known for other than Saturday Night Live.
Is it
Austin
British?
Powers.
I thought it was more of a Scottish.
It's Scottish.
accent.
I'm sorry, it's Scottish. Yes, that's what it is.
Yeah.
It's a Scottish accent.
Yeah, he's fat bastard.
Yes,
It's just fat bastard.
everything that he does, everything that Mike Myers is known for, he is known for not using his speaking voice. He's using some type of weird accent in every single thing that he does, and so he wanted, because his apparently his mother is Scottish. He's Scottish, and so whenever his mom would tell him stories, she would use this really bad Scottish accent, and so he wanted to be able to pay homage to her by using this crazy Scottish accent, and that's how he came up with the voice for Shrek, and that's what we get. And I'm telling you, like, I truly enjoy the story that's told, because I mean it's a very like female empowerment story. It's a fun
It's a story about like
it's a buddy
identity,
story.
though. It's a lot of things. It's like an identity story too.
Yeah, of
It's
course.
like accepting yourself as a person.
100%.
Who you really are.
Yeah,
Like,
ogres have layers.
It's really well done. It has a really good message for what it is. I like it a lot
like-
for that.
like cake.
No, like
No.
like an onion,
Oh, okay.
like a parfait.
Parfait. Everybody likes parfaits.
Oh, because they're smelly. I get it.
Yes. So, and look, like, this gives us a really good opportunity to be able to talk about Eddie Murphy. So Eddie Murphy nails it. I mean, he, in my opinion, Cameron Diaz is doing, her Cameron Diaz shtick, and
She's just
Myers
doing
is,
Charlie Angels the whole time.
Yes. Mike Myers is doing his Scottish accent, ogre thing. But Eddie Murphy as Donkey just fucking nails it the entire way through. I enjoy the shit out of the character. There are some things that are like borderline, very adult themed.
Dude, the whole movie is. So I saw this movie in theater, and I still have a vivid memory of. There's a scene where Donkey and Shrek are arguing, and they're arguing about the Trump wall, and he says, I mean, that's essentially he's building a wall to keep you. That's what he said. I'm keeping everybody out.
Yeah.
So maybe Trump was a fan of Shrek. I don't know. But they're arguing, and he's like, I'm not going to listen to you, you jackass. And I remember being like 11, 12 in the theater, and there was like a mom a few seats like over this way, and she just goes, "Oh!" Like the way she watched the movie up until this point, and then she was mad that he says jackass. And like me being like 11, 12, I thought it was the funniest shit ever, because he's a donkey. They're called jackasses. That's funny.
I'm pretty sure
But,
he
like,
says hell and damn in the movie too.
He does.
Yeah.
Multiple
He
times.
does. He does.
Yeah.
They
He
do.
says damn multiple times.
Dude,
yes.
Farquaad gets a boner in the movie. Did you guys catch that?
What?
So when
No,
he's
he doesn't.
go back and watch it. I'll
I'm
send
gonna
you
look
a
up
link.
Lord. No, I'm
Type,
not.
yeah, look. Well, yeah, maybe don't type in Farquaad boner. Well, did you catch?
Get that
Also,
rule.
let me make sure. Farquaad is fuckwad. You got that right.
Yeah.
Lord fuckwad.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
That's where the
You
name
know what?
is.
I'm gonna look this up. Y'all
Okay.
is my witness.
So he's asking Magic Mirror to see the princess again,
Oh, I know what you're
And
talking
then-
about.
And then as the magic mirror goes, ugh, like he's tired of showing him the princess, because at this point I'm gonna assume he's been jacking off in front of the magic mirror.
I had that thought too when I watched it this time.
And the magic mirror goes, ugh, after he says, "Show me the princess again." And then the blanket raises up, and he even goes, "Oop." He says, "Oop," and then pulls the blanket up over himself so you can't see it.
It is on YouTube. It is listed as Lord Farquaad gets an erection.
I literally found that video too.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So I mean, this movie has a bit of those things. I mean, the dragon kisses Shrek's ass. Like, I mean, it's just the funniest thing ever, man.
I like how Lord Farquaad gets an erection, and then I hover my mouse over the next video, and it's the next video is VeggieTales being an iconic masterpiece.
There you go.
Well, that's wrong.
You're right.
It's no Shrek.
This video is taking forever to load, so I will update you guys whenever this video actually loads in.
The thing about all of this is that, you know, there was a point in time when, you know, like animated movies were not made exclusively for children. So, you know, this was just a production studio that was making a movie, and there's some very adult themes that are in here, as well as, you know, using, I mean, Eddie Murphy at that particular point in time, he was at the height of like the Nutty Professor nonsense.
Dr. Dolittle, Nutty Professor.
Yeah.
Pluto Nash.
And he had already done like Mushu from Mulan. So
that's right.
Yeah. Right there in that voice acting.
They poached him from Disney.
Yes. Yep. Absolutely. But you know, like if go back in Eddie Murphy's filmography, and he's legitimately one of the dirtiest comedians. I mean, since Richard Pryor, and just incredible fucking stand-up comedian. Harlem Nights is quite possibly, it's one of the best films that he has ever made. You know,
I like Beverly Hills Cop.
Oh yeah, Beverly Hills Cop.
It also just got a 4K.
48 Hours. But yeah, Shrek, man. What are your thoughts on it?
I think Shrek is for lack of a better term, I think it is a cinematic masterpiece.
Hey, that's what I said.
Okay.
Is it? Sorry, I just got the boner video to work. I've been over here trying to get this to work. All right. And did I wait, I'm watching it?
Yeah. Okay, well, while he's watching Farquaad's boner.
I'm watching it again. I didn't see it.
Okay,
I don't understand. Go ahead. Talk. Whatever.
Yeah, while you're watching Farquaad's boner. Look, I like the play on the fairy tales aspect of it, where, you know, as you're watching it, there's the three blind mice. There's Snow White. There's Pinocchio.
Pinocchio's my favorite character.
I'm a real boy. Like, I still say that for some reason, and I don't know why. Like, just for no reason, I'll be doing something with Kaylee, and I'll just, I'm a real boy. You know,
whenever in Shrek 2, whenever the fairy godmother, her wand ends up, they knock it out of her hand, and it sends a spell across there, and it hits him, and then he turns into a real boy, and he's dancing on stage, and he's like, I'm a real boy, and then they hit him with a spell again, and he goes back to being wooden puppet, and he's like, oh.
See, my favorite
has
always been the gingerbread man, because...
Do you know the
Muffin Man? Like, I still say that all the time. I don't know why.
Do you know the Muffin Man? The Muffin
the one
Man?
that lives on Mulberry Lane?
The Muffin Man.
She's married to the Muffin Man.
Yeah.
I'll have you guys know I watched the boner video twice, and it is very, very subtle.
Yes.
I don't know how you noticed that.
It's very subtle. He has a subtle boner.
You can thank Spielberg for that one.
Yeah, that was. I mean, I'm never gonna unsee it now.
Yeah. Well, and also, so that same scene also, again, at the beginning of the movie, they're rounding up all the fairy tale people because Farquaad, for some reason, and I didn't get the context here, but Farquaad wants a perfect land and he wants no magic people. He rounds up the three bears. He rounds up Papa Bear, Mama Bear, And then
Oh
and
man,
then in
that's
that
so
scene
sad.
where he's laying
They
in
pan
bed,
back, and it's
she's skinned and she's the bearskin rug in
a
his
mama skin
apartment.
rug. Oh
Yeah.
and then later on, it's Papa Bear and Baby Bear getting back together, and Mama Bear is nowhere in sight because
Yeah.
she dead.
And
yeah.
also in this movie, Farquaad just gets eaten by a dragon.
Yes,
And it's
Yeah.
just over. Like that's
yeah.
That's just the end of the movie.
There is no
there's no
redemption
fight.
to it.
It's
Nope.
just
Yeah, there's no like he's okay, maybe he can be a good guy.
No.
They just straight up kill him. He just gets
Kill him.
eaten.
Yep.
End of the movie. Yeah.
I gotta
mean,
take a
it's
second
it's
though
kind of fucking
to
dope.
talk about something very important with Shrek, and that is the meme factor. So
Yes.
if
Okay.
you're a frequenter of the internet, then you know that Shrek has become one of the dominant memes, one of the longest lasting memes for a long time.
He has some great reaction faces.
Yeah,
And I
like
noticed
the-
every single one of them.
yeah, all of them, like as they happen, you're just like, man, I've seen that GIF so many times.
Yeah. I know where that's
Uh,
from. I know
yeah.
where that's from. Yep.
And it just kind of made me want to start to use them again, honestly, watching the movie this week. I don't even know where it came from or why it started, because not only do you have Shrek and like the scenes that happen within the movie, but you have the entire band of Smash Mouth that has
Yes.
long surpassed its time where it should be relevant, only because of this movie, and not because people enjoyed the music necessarily, just because they enjoyed making fun of it on the internet. Specifically.
Were
I like
you
Smash
around
Mouth.
in 1994 when Smash Mouth very first came out?
My mom bought me the
And-
Smash Mouth
No.
album on
I'm not
release
talking.
at
I'm not
Walmart.
talking about all that, because like when this movie came out, yeah, I listened to fucking Smash Mouth like crazy because that was the time.
Yeah.
I'm talking about
Yeah.
now. There is zero reason to listen to Smash Mouth other than ironically. They're just that's the truth of it. If you say
You
I
haven't
don't know,
watched-
man.
disagree,
Some of their songs are kind of bops.
Yeah, of course. Walking on the Sun. Walking on the Sun
Sun's
is
a
a
bop.
fucking bop, dude. I'm telling
Then
you.
the morning comes. That's a fucking
Yeah.
bop too.
Yeah.
They have a lot of good songs.
I
But
don't know,
you know
man.
the things that they're known for, though. I mean, as soon as you start the somebody, and
Yeah,
then
it's in Mystery-
that's
Mystery
immediately
Men.
It's Shrek. It has
Mystery
nothing to
Men.
do
There's
with
a
Rat
YouTube channel
Race.
that I watched that I started watching years ago, and it's just a guy who has like a little guitar, little ukulele, and he'll just start to play the chords to whatever song is in the title. It could be "Creep"
And
by
then it
Radiohead.
always breaks into Smash Mouth. I
He-
think I've seen that.
He
guy.
just starts singing it, and it's amazing. It never gets
Is
old.
it is it the bigger dude?
Yes.
Is it the bigger dude?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I love
It's
him.
yeah. I'm with you because I watched like 30 of his videos one day. I was super drunk and I came across one of the videos and it just started playing and I watched every single one of them.
Yeah.
Because they're like 45 seconds long. It's like, oh, he's gonna do Eminem. Somebody what? But it's he's on
done,
key
though.
with
Yeah.
the wrong song.
It's
yeah,
well done.
It's really
That's
well done.
great.
Yeah,
That's
I've
great.
watched
Man.
hours of that man's content, and it's not changed in years, and I'm fine with it. But yeah,
But
I,
yeah, anybody
I had to point out the memeability because I felt like we had to address it with Shrek.
for the gamers
Absolutely.
out there, did you catch the Skyrim guy as the guard, as the captain of the guard? That's like the lady brings Donkey. Also, his name is Donkey. He doesn't get a name. It's just
No.
I just see the board meeting and they're going, okay, we got Shrek, we've got a donkey. What's his name? And the guy's like, yeah, Donkey. And they're like, yeah, he's the donkey. He needs a name.
Yeah, it sounds
Yeah,
like something
Donkey.
I would do because that's what I'd name all my stuff in games, like horse,
Dog,
dog,
horse.
Yeah, that's what I do. So it's like,
He's just Donkey.
In Red Dead, the dog at my camp is named Dog.
I love it.
That's exactly how you do it.
But when we first meet Donkey and he won't talk, the captain that's there, like the guard, he's a voice actor. I looked him up. His name is Jim Cummings.
Oh
And
yeah, of course.
I recognize
He
him
is a-
immediately.
He's in every I paused the movie. I was like, baby, come in here. It's the guy from Skyrim. Like, it's. And I looked it up. He's in like 500, 600 different voice credits. He's in every game I've ever played.
Yeah.
He's in every Elder Scrolls game. He's in Knights of the Old Republic. Like, he's in all kinds of stuff. On top of that, he's in Star Wars TV shows. He's in Batman shows. Like, I didn't realize it. He's everywhere. I mean,
Prolific.
it's crazy, man. But I heard it immediately. He was like, does the donkey talk? And I was like, that guy's from Skyrim.
It's funny you did that
Yeah.
because I did the same thing. I literally paused it so I could look it up. I was like, who is this guy? I recognize his voice. Yeah, it was.
And then
You
you
know,
go,
now that
oh,
you guys say that, I also recognized him, but I didn't look it up or anything. I was just like, huh, that sounds like somebody.
who is that?
Hmm.
I have to, man. Like I'll recognize a voice in a game or a show, and I've got to be like, how did we get here? Like I was playing a Monster Hunter, and like the commander guy in there. I was like, dude, where are you from? I feel like I've heard your voice like a ton of times. He's of course a ton of anime, but he was the voice actor for Garen in League of Legends, and I was like, oh, no wonder. That's the only person I ever play. That's why I recognize your voice. So it happens a lot.
Yeah,
when
he
it
has
comes to
he has
anime stuff.
566 acting credits.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
shit's crazy.
That is nuts.
He was Darkwing Duck. But let me also
he's in Space Jam: A New Legacy.
I can't wait, dude.
He's
yeah, I
still
think he
doing
plays
stuff.
Taz.
Yeah, of course.
He's Tasmanian Devil, yeah.
On past episodes, I've said that I'm not a fan of musicals, and I want to I keep catching myself liking more and more musicals, and Shrek is a musical. Do you guys argue with me on that? I mean, Shrek is a musical, right?
Yeah, I do argue with you on that.
Yeah, I argue with that because they don't.
Yeah, I would too.
The only singing part that is done by
Donkey.
does
Fiona,
Donkey sing?
Fiona sings
Fiona
like a
does
little
that song
melody.
She
There's
blows
no
up the
way she
bird.
fucking
explodes the bird.
If you count that
To
as
make it a
fucking
musical,
song, I
the
guess.
song has to propel the story through
Yes.
exposition. If that doesn't happen, it's not a musical.
Hey, Donkey sings "I'm a Believer" at the end of the movie.
Exactly my point.
Okay, yes, that's the Shrek karaoke things.
Yeah.
That's a very touching moment when Donkey grabs that microphone and they are going.
Is it? Is it? I don't know, man.
Of course.
I wasn't touched. I'm pretty sure whenever that started, I turned it off. I was like,
Oh,
I've seen
like-
everything I
no.
need to see.
I watched it all the way to the credits started rolling.
Yeah, no, yeah, exactly.
I'm telling you right now, having kids, whenever they get to that part, that became their absolute favorite part of the entire movie. Was
well,
especially
no
like,
wonder,
we had
because that's like a third of Shrek 2 is that.
yes, and then at the end of Shrek 2, you get all of the karaoke sequences,
Yeah.
everything like that, and there is a shit ton of extras that if you have the DVD, then you can get. It's like 30 minutes of all of the characters doing karaoke songs. It's great, and I love that the dragon is singing, and then I can't remember what it is. Oh, and Farquaad, they put the microphone up to the dragon's stomach, and he's like, "Staying alive, staying alive."
I hate
it was
that.
hilarious.
I hate that so much.
It was great. Yeah, I've seen that shit so many times because of the kids.
I don't think I've ever deep dived the behind the scenes or.
I will straight up
deleted
buy
scenes.
all the movies on Blu-ray and watch them. Just I
So
love that shit so much.
whenever you, so I bought
Hey,
the
there's a
Shrek on
Shrek-
4K, and it's got all the original DVD extras, which is great. So
There's a Shrek Smash Brothers game, by the way, that came out on PS2, Xbox, and GameCube.
I actually remember
it's
that.
Literally a Shrek fighting game.
It's
That's
super
hilarious.
weird.
I think it's
Now, to your
good.
point, there is a Shrek the musical
Yeah, it's sold.
that you can technically watch.
yes,
but
yeah.
It's
The live action Shrek.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Now, Sutton Foster, I believe, plays Fiona, and no, she's a legend. However, you probably shouldn't watch Shrek the musical because it's weird. It's really weird. Don't recommend it. And I love musicals.
Is it not
it's
just
available
a-
in its entirety on YouTube. It is 2 hours and 10 minutes long. So all
Is
you
it
gotta
not
do
just
is
a retelling of the original movie?
Well, it's
I
but
like
it's
a
all
Broadway,
done as a musical.
Yeah,
it's a Broadway
and,
musical.
and it's an actual guy in like a green outfit.
Yeah, like he's
And-
up there doing, and there's dances. It's a musical, dude. It's like a, I believe, like it's weird. But
Yeah.
you know, if you want to watch it, go ahead. It used to be on Netflix. That's when I watched it like 6 years ago.
Did you guys, whenever
I'm
we
watching
get
the opening of it right now, and it is fucking crazy.
Yeah,
God damn it! Here I go.
Oh my
3
God.
minutes into it, and it's just ridiculous.
Well, like to go back to the movie real quick, guys. The whole point of the movie, right, is just Farquaad is trying to become king, and he's trying to find a princess,
The only way he can
And-
become king is if he marries a princess.
right? Which I don't know if that's accurate, but and also, how did he make? He just built this place. it's all a play on Disney, right? Like
Yeah,
the guy that's there, Farquaad is just some Disney guy. The castle place is Disneyland. They're just making fun of all the commercial stuff.
Like the fucking song at whenever they go into the town into Duloc, and they hit the button on the thing, and then it does the whole thing. It slides open and does the whole welcome to Duloc. Yeah, oh man, that whole fucking sequence is just crazy. I love that it snaps their picture and
straight like it's a Small World reference.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Right in your face.
Yeah.
And he spooks the guy in the costume who tries to run away.
Yeah.
Just knocks himself out on the wall, and Shrek's just like, what the hell? Just like walks by him, leaves him on the ground. But he's talking to Snow White's magic mirror, and it's showing all the princesses. And I love though that it shows Cinderella, and it's like, here's a mentally abused what does it say? Here's a mentally abused like cleaners. I don't remember exactly what it says, but that shit got me. And then and kiss her cold dead lips to bring her back, and like just roasting Disney the whole time.
The whole thing on Snow White. She already lives with 7 guys,
but they don't say she's easy.
Yeah. Whenever they take Snow White and they just throw her on the
onto the table,
and he's like, "Hey, get the broad off the table."
And he said, "No dead broads on the table."
God damn.
And he's like, "Well, somebody's already in the bed," and he goes in there, and it's the wolf from Little Red Riding Hood. Yeah.
What?
Got that freaking smoker voice. He's like, "What's up?"
Yeah. So good.
Oh man. But yeah, and then he picks Fiona. We get an original character there.
Yes, love it.
But I love that his minions are in the background, and we get the doofy executioner guy's like, 3, my lord, and he's holding up 2, 3. I don't know why.
When he claps, he's like really slow.
He's like, no! It kills me every time, dude. I die whenever he goes, 3, my lord. I actually laugh.
I did too,
it's so stupid.
It's so
listen,
it's so heartwarming.
Tyler, I'm a minute into this Shrek musical, and Shrek has parents, and I'm clicking X out of this right now.
I told you.
Just bookmark it.
I told you.
No,
you shouldn't.
No,
you shouldn't.
He had a whole mom and dad. They were singing to him, and I'm just nah.
If I can make one recommendation, don't.
Don't.
Hey,
okay,
Logan, I appreciate that. I won't.
Yeah.
I don't recall, but I think it's in Shrek 2. Why was Fiona an ogre? What was the context there?
She got cursed
by a witch
when she was a kid for something. I don't remember.
So if you go back to the original text,
no one cares, dude. No.
We got to get the freaking.
We
have to get the freaking biblical version of Shrek.
I don't care about this. I just don't.
In Genesis of Shrek,
you're gonna ruin Shrek for me. Just I don't want to hear it.
Genesis 23:17.
They said, "True Love's form will take on True Love's kiss," and Fiona will. Okay, yeah. Now I remember. Okay, well, Genesis 1.
You remember, like, it went through the entire lineage of Shreks, like what family begot whom, and it got, it got a little.
They taught us that in church on Sundays.
Yeah.
You guys done yet?
Shrek Sunday. Yeah.
I also love. Are you guys a part of the the theory that Shrek isn't his actual name? And he just made that up, like, because when Donkey asked him,
Shrek, yeah, he's like,
he's kind of like Shrek, like in the like he doesn't have a name, like he just doesn't remember his name.
Is his name Ogre?
I think perhaps he just hadn't had much interaction with
He's been
people.
alone, dude.
Yeah, so he was like, "What is my name?"
He just enjoys earwax, candlelit dinners.
Oh
and
my
taking
god,
mud
that
baths.
sequence, pulling the earwax out is so fucking gross. That's
the
terrible.
One little hair. The hair is his candle wick.
Oh yeah,
that's terrible. And then the other thing that I found to be just entirely disgusting. I mean, other than like the jar of eyeballs, like where the fuck does he get all the eyeballs from? I mean,
definitely creatures.
Yeah, or humans.
I don't think they're human. I don't think they're human eyes.
Well, he did say that he enjoys eating them.
Well, he was. I think he was being like
spread them on
off-putting.
toast. Yeah,
I think he was being off-putting.
The eating the slug, oh man, it's just fucking gross. that whole sequence. But
and I want you guys to know my favorite line, I think, in the whole movie. I don't remember exactly how it goes, so I won't quote it. But it's when they're I'm a sucker for like really fucking good fart jokes. So like when they're walking up to the volcano and like Donkey was like Shrek,
Yeah.
like because like he smelt it and Shrek was like, hey, promise if it was me you'd be dead. And he was like, no, it was you.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
the back and forth they have. Like,
The beginning of the movie, he farts in the water and kills all the fish.
Yes.
Like, that's the opening.
Better out than in,
he's
I
probably not-
always see. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, he's probably not
Classic.
kidding, dude. He probably will kill him.
There's in Shrek 2, whenever Shrek and Fiona are on their honeymoon, they're sitting in this swamp bog and
Oh,
they're
yeah, I
playing
know what you're talking
around,
about.
and then Shrek farts and some bubbles come up, and then he's like, oops, and then Fiona, she just goes, and then just rips, and all these bubbles come up, and it's like they're in a sauna. It's
It's just the same Mike Myers joke from
nasty.
Austin Powers.
It's so nasty.
nasty.
He's just recycling Austin Powers.
I
Yes.
like Robin Hood and his fucking.
Oh,
His
Robin
Mer-
Hood
his
is
Merry Men.
Oh, merry
Yes.
men.
Yeah, it's a musical. I'm telling you. That's the whole.
Okay, there is that part right there that is.
There's so many
almost
just microcosms of
musical.
like references like to that with
Yeah.
like the weird fucking dance crew and then the WWE match that happens.
Oh, listen, the WWE match. It's 2001. WWF
Get the chair.
is.
Get the
is
chair.
yeah, usually get the chair, and then the crowd goes wild.
They love
Like
it
Yeah.
immediately.
he's okay when he picks up the guy to suplex him, and he pauses the suplex.
Oh yeah.
I die, dude.
Every
I know.
time.
It's like I just watched
he
Goldberg.
pauses the suplex. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Donkey's tag me in, Shrek, tag me in, and then he headbutts the shit out of the
Yeah.
guy. I love it, dude.
Love
Dude,
that scene.
that fucking straight up DDT is one of my favorite things.
He fucking pile drives the
Yes!
guy's head.
Yeah.
He
Yes!
kills him. He kills that
Kills
guy.
him. Has to have killed him. Shrek
Yeah.
is easily 300 pounds.
Yeah, because
So-
like it wasn't WWE style where like the knees hit. No, dude, that dude's face.
Yeah, he straight
Right
spinal
down.
injury that guy.
Oh yeah, dude. Put him out. Put him out for good.
well, do you guys have anything else interesting you want to talk about for Shrek, or do you want to start talking about maybe next movie? Tyler, do you have any facts or anything you want to bring up about it?
The last thing I want to say is the ending of the movie where Fiona is like, "Oh no, I'm not gonna be beautiful though," and he's like, "You've always been beautiful."
Yeah.
I literally went, "No." It's so
I'm telling you, it was very, positive body movement before any of that shit ever really happened. And I mean, in the grand scheme of things, behind all of the jokes and the silliness and everything else that happens in that, I mean, it's a really touching story about, loving yourself for who you are and not trying to be something else. And, just because two people don't look the same does not mean that they can't be together. I mean, you got Shrek and you have Donkey and Dragon, and they end up obviously they're smashing. I don't know how that works.
Yeah.
And then they
Don't
make
worry
those
about
little
it. Don't look it up.
Don't worry
dragon
about it.
donkey babies.
Absolutely horrific.
For the second one. Yeah, I
Don't-
know.
just don't Google it.
Abominations against hell. Burn it with fire.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, like it's a very it's a very positive, like I said, positive body image, positive. You don't always have to. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder style of movie, and I mean it's great. Kids, every one of my kids have seen it. They all loved that shit growing up, and it's a timeless masterpiece. Is really what it is, and the fact that it's 20 years old. I mean, other than the animation, the story could have been told yesterday. But the animation, like I said, at the very beginning, open 30, 40, 45 minutes of it is pretty bad, but it kind of finds itself as the movie goes on. It's a really enjoyable film to go back and visit.
Yeah,
I agree.
I think that it's still good, and from when this was made and kind of the stuff that they touched on, there was a lot of opportunity to have some offensive shit in there.
Yeah.
Like when I talked about Rush Hour last week, I was going back
Yes.
and watching that, and I was like, "Damn, this is racist."
Yeah, Rush Hour is a hard watch, but like at the same time, it's like, I mean, I don't know. I can see what you're saying. Like, yeah, I think a lot of some of what they the phrasing they use has been dated 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, contextually.
But yeah.
But
I don't know.
I'm just saying, like,
Rush Hour is
with Shrek.
it's a
not
movie I
there,
like.
You know, there's not even a question. Like, I can't even think of anything that, you know.
Yeah, it's a very fine line of like let's edge to the adults in the room, but also like let's keep this appropriate.
Yeah.
And it's a very good, like, it's just enough, like the boner thing. Like Austin had to watch the boner scene 3 times and he could still barely notice it.
I didn't even know that it existed until you mentioned it a moment ago. So.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Sure.
Same.
I saw it when I was like 16. I realized it once. I was like, did he just pop a boner? Like, it was, and I had to tell all my friends. It was hilarious.
One final thought that I did have, and I didn't. This podcast would not be complete without mentioning John Lithgow. So we never even mentioned he does the voice of Farquaad, and just an incredible fucking character actor, incredible actor for many years.
Harry and the Hendersons.
And
that's what we're watching next.
One of the best performances that I can recall seeing him give is in season 3 of Dexter. Just incredible. He's a very kind person, great actor. And if you want to watch something recent with him in it, you should watch the first season of Perry Mason on HBO. It's fucking incredible. The TV show it was one of my favorite shows of 2020, and I can't wait for season 2 to be able to come out. But it's John Lithgow as Elias Burchard, just fucking incredible. You guys everybody needs to watch that. So, and that's it.
Well, cool. All right. Do you guys have movie suggestions?
Yep.
For next week's film.
Yep.
Excellent.
I don't have one off
I'm
the
going
top
to
of my
mention
head.
one.
I'll let Tyler go.
And then everybody's just going to agree with me. Is everybody cool with that?
No,
I
don't
like that. I don't like that.
You don't like that?
I doubt it, but we'll see.
Okay. So, this is the movie that we're going to watch next week. Everybody looking.
How the fuck did Ruben just have that shit on speed dial? Right?
Well, because when we first got
for everybody
started
listening,
earlier,
it's Gladiator.
yeah, we both held up Gladiator just then.
Wow.
No, I found this at the thrift store the other day. $2, Steelbook, Blu-ray, Gladiator, and I showed Tyler.
And I
was
had
like,
to pull mine off the shelf.
I was like, "Hey, Tyler, check this out!" And he immediately just reached behind him without looking, grabbed it, did like a flip 360 thing, caught it with the other hand, and then held it up to the camera.
Always got that thing on him.
I always got that thing.
Incredible.
All right.
Incredible film. Russell Crowe, just goddamn. Joaquin Phoenix. Come on, guys. Austin, have you seen Gladiator?
I have not.
It's just.
I'm glad you asked.
It blows my mind.
So, Logan, do you have your suggestions? So far we have Gladiator.
You know what? Kingdom of Heaven.
Oh,
Yeah. I
Good
counter.
movie. You know what that
I
is.
counter
Ridley Scott.
your Ridley Scott with my
With
Ridley
another
Scott.
Ridley Scott.
Specifically, the director's cut, Kingdom of Heaven.
Hold on, I don't have
It's
this
great.
movie. I gotta buy something else. I'm not watching that.
I don't own like any movie that we ever watch. I always
Oh.
have to rent or buy. So
Dude, you gotta start only doing. You gotta just buy them for $2, man.
Yep.
that's what I did with Shrek. It was $4 to rent it, and it was $7 to buy it
Or
digitally. So I
or
just bought
You
it.
could get
it's on fucking Hulu.
Yeah,
it's on Hulu.
or you can get the entire Shrek collection for like $2 with disc to digital.
Yeah, so Ruben, I don't know how to do all that fun shit that you know how to do.
I'll
with
show you.
like loopholes and codes. I totally would. I just
I'll
don't
show
know
you.
how to do that.
You just gotta download the Voodoo app. That's all you
I
have.
have Voodoo. Yeah, I have a Voodoo account. I've
Hey,
never done
before we
disc to
start
digital.
diving into the hows to be able to do this,
All right.
Uh,
Anyway, Kingdom of Heaven, Gladiator.
Yes.
Ruben, what's yours?
Dude, look, I didn't come prepared this time, to be honest with you. So
All right, I'll give you a second.
I'm
I'm
going to tell you the movie
scrolling.
that Ruben's going to throw out there, and it's going to be a movie that he just bought on this new format called HD DVD.
Oh my god,
That's a good idea.
We could watch. He's going to break out Nacho Libre.
I have Nacho Libre right here on HD DVD.
I love
Check
it.
that out. And I have Born Supremacy on HD DVD.
bro, keep
So-
those. You never see that shit anymore.
Well, that's the only reason I bought them. I'll never be able to watch these
Ever.
But I was like, holy shit, HD DVDs in the wild. So I had to grab them.
I probably would have done the same thing, to be honest.
They were $2.
Ruben, if you want, I can let you think for a second. I can tell them what my movie is.
Yeah, you go for it.
Austin, go.
I'm thinking.
All right, so I love the idea of Gladiator.
Sure.
I do. It's just, we've done Ridley Scott before,
Okay.
fairly recently, I feel like, with Alien, I think is what we did. But I was going through a movie list, and this movie popped up, and we haven't done this director yet. How about The Sixth Sense?
Oh, jeez.
M. Night Shyamalan, ding dong.
It's like it's like his only good movie.
No,
Not
man,
true.
I love
Not
all.
true.
No, not true at all.
Okay,
I
guys.
have never seen it. I know the plot twist of it because it's been out forever, and it was a famous plot twist, so I kind of know that, but other than that, I don't know anything about it.
Signs
So-
is good. Lady in the Water is good.
Lady in the Water is not
Sixth-
good.
Lady in the Water is good. Go back and watch
it's
it.
It's not
Didn't he
good.
have a recent movie that
real
was
bad.
pretty good too?
So he did.
Split.
He did Split.
Split was
he did
good.
Split, and yeah,
Split and Glass.
That's what it was.
Unbreakable. Did he do Unbreakable? Yeah, because that's
Yeah,
part.
he did
That's part of that
Unbreakable, but
universe.
it was way. Yeah, it was way
Yeah.
back.
Unbreakable's
Yeah.
good.
Unbreakable
Yeah.
is
Came out in, like,
fucking
2000.
awesome.
Yeah, so he's done some good ones.
Yeah.
I think that whole trilogy is awesome.
Yeah, me too.
honestly, I think it's really, really good.
Unbreakable is. I mean, excuse me. Glass is the. It is the least good of the three of those films.
And then you
Split
have
was-
the worst
I don't think
movie
it's
ever
bad,
made,
though.
which was The Happening. So you can really get a huge swath of.
I'm gonna say no to that one. I'm gonna say that The Happening is not his worst movie that he has ever made.
It's Avatar.
It's The Last Airbender.
Last
Oh
Airbender.
yeah,
That is correct. That is
Yeah.
the worst movie that he has ever made. And you want to talk about completely just destroying a beloved fucking franchise, a beloved series.
It's as if he watched the entire show and said, "I want something like that, but I'm not doing anything related to what I just watched."
Nothing. Yeah, it's so bad.
Yo, it just thundered hard.
I know.
I heard it all the way
I
over
also heard
here.
it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, it's time to go before we lose power.
All right.
Okay,
So,
well,
I'm gonna say
Sixth
The
Sense.
Sixth Sense. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna try this again. I'm gonna do the first movie in the series of movies. We're gonna watch Bottle Rocket, the
Love the
classic Wes Anderson 1996 crime thriller comedy. That's my,
Watched it
that's
very recently. Yep.
It's been a few months for me, but I'll watch it again.
All right, so we have Gladiator, we have The Sixth Sense, we have Kingdom of Heaven Director's Cut, and we have Bottle Rocket. Is that correct?
Yes,
That's correct.
You got it.
All right, so
Let's get some fans out there commenting. Where can they comment at though?
that's a good
pot-
question.
I mean, look,
Anyway.
if you want to comment on our our website, podcastmoviepodcast.com, if you want to drop us a line at podcastmoviepodcast@gmail.com. If you want to check out our fucking YouTube channel, where if
this
you're
is live
watching
now.
this, then you're watching this on our YouTube channel. You just leave a fucking comment right down there. But yeah, so we got 4 really, really good movies, 4 good choices that are out there. Logan, who you voting for?
You know what? I'm gonna watch Kingdom of Heaven anyway because I want to watch that. And, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
I'll respect
never
that.
even heard of it.
It's
I've
really
never heard
great.
either.
It's really good. But I understand.
Yeah,
It's
it's very
probably not
long.
gonna. It is. It's not gonna win this
Jesus.
week. I understand.
Can you guys
that.
stop giving me 4-hour movies?
I'm gonna actually
Sorry.
vote for Bottle Rocket though.
Oh, wow.
Uh-oh.
I'm actually
Interesting.
kind of in the mood for something like that. Yeah.
It's kind of funny that you say that, Logan, because I also want to vote for Bottle Rocket because I don't think we've done a Wes Anderson movie before.
We have not done a Wes Anderson
Not that I'm
movie.
aware of. And I've never heard of it, much like most movies we watch. So, never heard or seen. So, who will be the tiebreaker? We have Gladiator still. We have The Sixth Sense. We have
Ruben,
Kingdom of
what are you
Heaven.
voting for, sir?
I know how much you want to watch Gladiator, Tyler.
Well, that's not going to happen at this point.
And
So
I'm just wondering what episode number are we on, and let's make sure we don't miss a Tarantino.
Oh, that is true.
it'll
That
be
is true.
episode number 48.
Yeah, we're coming up
So we're
on
getting there. We're getting there.
What's
it's
next?
Coming up. It's coming up.
Death. What's it called?
Wait, Death Proof? That doesn't count, right?
I don't think that counts, does it?
No,
when
no
is
way.
Inglorious Bastards next? Or am I
No.
wrong?
No, we're not.
It'd
no,
be-
we're doing in order. Yeah.
Yeah, but what's
So-
next? Isn't it Inglorious Bastards? Or am I wrong?
Hold on 1 second. Let me go ahead.
I'm probably
and do
wrong.
What are we doing?
Well, we
So
just
what are you
watched
voting for?
Pulp
Tell me what you're
Fiction.
voting for.
I'm voting for Bottle Rocket.
You can't vote for your own movie.
Oh, seriously?
Can't vote for your own movie.
I'm voting Gladiator then,
So you're
because
gonna vote Gladiator.
because I'm not watching Shyamalan, M. Night Shyamalan.
I was gonna
and
vote for. I was gonna vote for Sixth Sense. So
And I've never heard of Kingdom of Heaven, and I don't know how much I want to watch a religious movie.
Oh no, it's
It's
about
probably-
it's about the Crusades.
Yeah, but
it's
Okay.
a fucking epic, crazy, epic battle movie.
It's wild.
I mean, it's wild as shit.
I'm
So
gonna
they
look it
ended
up.
up making a TV show based off of it as well. So
Do you know I watched
Um,
Kingdom of Heaven in my freshman English class? Don't ask.
Is it
Really?
graphic?
Yeah.
oh, it's incredibly great. I mean, it's Ridley Scott.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's
You
yeah,
you
that's-
watched it? You watched it just during school?
Look,
People getting their heads
I'm
cut
not
off?
going to go into it because it's like a personal thing, but my teacher at the time was really going through a struggle and just did not want to participate much, so we
Yeah, when
watched
our
that movie.
teachers did that, we just watched The Incredibles.
Yeah, I don't know. We also
I
watched like
Wall-E.
Yeah, we watched Wall-E.
we watched
as well.
like
We
Lord
watched
of Flies. We watched Battle Royale. It was yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, you watched Battle Royale in
Yes.
school.
Animal Farm.
Your teacher was asking to get Lego.
Yeah. It was,
I remember reading Animal Farm, and that shit changed my 10th grade year. Like, that book, like, fucked
Good.
around in my head when I was
That's
in
what
Yeah,
it was
10th grade.
supposed to do.
So it's
I
designed
was
to-
like, bro,
Absolutely.
I even pulled my English teacher aside. Her name was Miss Davis. I pulled her aside after class, and I was like, listen, like, I did not expect that from this book.
that's
It
awesome.
was so
You-
fucky.
You learned something. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty
Hey,
dope.
can I just
Yeah.
real quick? I mean, I know we're pushing towards the end here, but Orlando Bloom, Jeremy Irons,
Yeah,
Brendan
no.
Gleeson.
I like the
Liam
I like
Neeson.
the cast.
I mean, you need to watch Kingdom
Uh,
of Heaven.
Big Thunder
Looks like-
just happened. So
Yeah.
Listen, Logan, your movie Lost. It looks like it's Bottle Rocket.
I mean,
yeah,
I
we're
will
definitely,
say-
we're definitely doing
I'm
Bottle
happy.
Rocket. And by the way,
Are we seriously doing Bottle
for,
Rocket?
Yeah.
For episode 50, we are going to be doing. I mean, technically, it's Death Proof. If you guys want to do the entirety of Grindhouse, we can go ahead and do.
We
can
didn't
do
do
Planet
4
Terror.
rooms.
Do what?
We didn't do 4 rooms.
Yeah, we're not doing the one-offs though. We're not doing the
All right.
one-offs because then
So
technically,
does Death Proof count?
yeah, Death Proof because it's a full movie. Have you never seen?
I
Yeah,
don't-
of course
Yeah,
you've never seen.
it's
Death
got to
Proof. Okay,
be
cool.
the like requirements we set up at the beginning, where it has to be written and directed by Quentin Tarantino.
Correct. Written,
And
directed by Quentin Tarantino,
this
and not.
new
It
one
can't
is.
be. Yeah, I mean, and look, it is. It's a movie all unto.
You'll
its
like it
own.
also.
Yeah, you'll like it.
Yeah,
I
it's-
hope
it's-
you'll like
yeah.
it. So
It's really fun.
I
You
mean,
know
as
what's
long as it's good, I'm down.
what's cool is we're doing Bottle Rocket, which is set in Texas, and then we're gonna do Death Proof, which is set in Texas.
yeah, so we're
Let's
gonna.
just-
Well, I mean, technically, there's gonna be something in between those as well, and hopefully, it's
Okay.
gonna be fucking Gladiator.
No, we gotta find
Um,
another Texas movie.
Oh shit. Okay. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Here we go.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Hell no.
I'll recommend something dumpy like Holes next time.
I'll watch it. All right, let's wrap it up, boys. Somebody give us a send off here. I'm about to go and watch Kingdom of Heaven because this looks really cool.
I'm not near as good at send offs as I think Ruben and Logan are, and all you guys are. I never do the send offs. So, by all fucking means,
Logan.
All right. Well, in that instance, guys, thanks for listening. Another week. Podcast Movie the Podcast. Like we mentioned before, podcastmoviepodcast@gmail.com. Send us an email. Let us know if the movie we picked sucked, which if you send that this week for Bottle Rocket, just stop listening. All right? We don't want your kind around here. Also, check out our podcastmoviepodcast.com. You'll get links to our Patreon. You'll get links to our Facebook, our Instagram, our Twitter. And, you can talk a bunch of shit about Tyler and all, all the stuff that he does. Talk shit about
Fantastic
Austin
stuff.
and all the stuff that he does.
not anybody else, just Tyler.
Just Tyler? Okay.
Don't
Tyler.
don't even send any comments about me.
Yeah, don't do it. And looks like
They'd
we'll
be like,
seeing
why
you
is he
next
always
week.
wearing that beanie?
Oh gosh.
I have a CRT shirt on. By the way.
Yeah, of course
he
you
does.
fucking do. You goddamn.
Yeah, of course he does.
I hate you so
Man
much.
bun wearing.
All right.
All right, guys.
See you next week.
See you next week.
See you guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
And then I saw her face. Now I'm a believer, not a tape.